First we have Druids of the Elements here. Now Druids, when I first saw this game, I was like, is this the right year? It says 2023 on here, but it looks like it's from 1991 or something like that. The Grand Council of Druids has convened once again to determine who will be the Archdruid of the Sacred Forest. Blah, 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 you and your wolf. Okay, so let me show you how to play and we'll be right back. In this game, you have a random grid here of tiles that you're going to put out. Each player has a wolf and a druid. And there's some cards here. You'll start with a couple cards. And what you're doing in this game is you're trying to play these cards in front of you. This is the whole point of this game, is to play these cards in front of you. Whenever you play one in front of you, you'll play it to the front or the back of the line. And then you're going to get points based on sequences of different colors or the same color. And also they give you points on them if you meet the requirement. Like this one, you have to discard some gems. This one, you need to have people on those specific spots on the board, although you can rotate it and things like that. So on a player's turn, they have two actions. One of those actions can be draw one of these cards or draw two of these cards. These are the element cards. Players can also discard two of the same element card to get a gem, or one if one of their characters is on the spot that matches that element. Also an action is move your wolf 1 or 2 or move your druid 1. Another action you can do is do the action on the board. Turn one gem into 2, push somebody. This one you can warp from this spot to this spot, which isn't really a great positioning for that. And then finally you can play one of these cards in front of you. You have to discard a card of that type, a gem of that type, or be in the spot of that type. And when you play one of these, everyone else can also do it. There's a few more rules, but that's the basic gist of the game. And when the deck runs out, you're going to take all the cards in front of you and score them, and whoever has the highest points is the winner. This is not a looker, right? It doesn't look very good. It's very boring looking and old looking, and unfortunately for me, the gameplay kind of matched that. Druids is a game that to me is best described as plotting. You are going to, and people will probably say this who enjoy the game, they like the idea of getting these cards and putting them in front of you in a row, although it takes a lot of work to do that because you're trying to put them in order. Maybe put several cards of the same color next to each other, or maybe have different colors next to each other, or meet the requirements on them. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is to set these cards up. Have things in the different spots, whether they're yours or other people, just have different druids and dogs in those spots, or collect gems. There's almost a little bit of Takinoko here. The problem is it's so slow. It's ponderous. You were sitting there and you just say, okay, on my turn, I'm going to move my druid 1 space and I'm going to draw some cards. On this turn, I'll move the wolf 2 spaces and draw a card. And then finally, you get to play one of those cards, and that's a little more interesting. And yes, everyone else can play a card if they're prepared for it. And I just found the whole thing to be fairly yawn-inducing, and the way it looks doesn't help. So this is a 5 out of 10. I don't really enjoy it, just kind of boring. Druids.